Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the e.l.f. Prism Eyeshadow Palette, and this is in the shade Naked. This actually comes in 3 different shades, but this is the only shade that I've seen in stores. They have 2 other shades online. This is the most neutral and the most wearable, I would say, out of the 3. And it has a full-size mirror. It's $10, and this is what the shades look like. And it's a funny thing because I had seen a lot of people talk about these eyeshadow palettes, and so I was interested, so I went around to the different stores that sold e.l.f. and I didn't see them anywhere. And I thought, oh darn, you know, this is something that you can only order online. So there were other things I was interested in at the time, so I just kind of pushed it back to the back of my mind. And then one day I was at Old Navy and I saw this palette and I was like, oh my god, it's the Prism palette. So I picked it up. And since I have picked it up, I have also seen it at Target. So I think this is slowly being put into like the core line of the places that sell e.l.f. So that's nice. But I've only seen this particular one, and I know there are 2 other palettes. But this is probably the one I think that most people would be interested in because it's just all neutrals. So one thing that you'll probably notice as you're looking at this is that the darkest color, it's like darker on the inside. And I don't know what is going on with that, but with that particular shade, every time I either swatch it or use it, the center of it is getting darker and darker and darker. It's almost like the deeper you go into these eyeshadows, the darker they become. So I'm a little scared about that because I don't want them to, you know, change to super dark colors or anything, but yeah, I don't know what is going on with that. So just to give you a breakdown of the look that I'm wearing today, I'm trying to hold it and cover the mirror, and the mirror is the entire length of the cover, so as soon as I move my hand to point to the shadows, you're gonna get you know, reflection. So there isn't a lot I can do about that, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so this shade right here is what I have on as my highlight, and I love it as a highlight shade, and it went on really nice. And then the second, the first shade is like an off-white, I would say. Then the second shade is like a bright gold, and I'd put that just in the inner corners to do like an inner corner highlight. And then this shade right here, the darkest one, is what I have on my lids. I wanted to do a matte crease, and there are no mattes in this palette. They're all like a metallic finish. So I took out my Sonia Kashuk Eye Neutral Matte palette, and I used this shade right here in the crease. Speaking of which, this palette is gone from Target and the website. So seeing as how it's such a big seller, I'm thinking that they must be either reformulating some of the eyeshadows or maybe changing the packaging, because this is a big seller and a lot of people love this, so I really don't think that they would get rid of it. So maybe they're going to make prettier packaging, or there are one or 2 shadows in here that aren't the greatest, so maybe they're going to reformulate those 2 shadows and then it'll be like the best matte palette in the world. And I say that because I really do enjoy this palette, and when I'm looking for a matte shadow to complement something else that I'm wearing, I do reach for this a lot. So yeah, it's not around anymore right now, but like I said, maybe it will come back and be even better. So I don't know, if anybody has any information about that, I would love to know, you know, if you have some insider info about that Sonia Kashuk palette. But anyways, yeah, let me do some swatches for this palette. Did I tell you the price? It's $10. and I've seen it at Old Navy and Target, and it's on the e.l.f. website. Aside from that, I haven't seen it yet, but that doesn't mean that it isn't out there. So, okay, let's do some swatches. So the first one is like an off-white, and this is my highlight. Really, really pretty, and easy to apply these. They go on really nice and everything. The second one is a gold, and this is my inner corner highlight. Went on very nicely. The third one is sort of a warm beige color, I would say. Could even be considered a light copper. So that's right there. The fourth one is, I would say, a warm gold. And the fifth one is a light bronze, I would say. And then the sixth one is what I have all over my lids. And this is a, how would you describe that? It's a gorgeous, gorgeous brown. It's kind of hard to describe that one. So you can be the judge. I always use natural lighting in my videos, so the colors that you're seeing are very true to life. Sometimes they're a little bit washed out because of the light, but they're always accurate in terms of tone and color and that sort of thing. So I wouldn't say that any of these shadows are super dark or deep in color. I feel like they're all very wearable. I absolutely love that last shade in the palette, but like I said, the only thing that concerns me is, why is it getting so black in the middle? And if you look at the other colors, it seems like, because I've used this before today, and it seems like the lighter colors aren't doing that. And the darker colors are doing that same thing, but not to the extent that that one is. So the darker the color is, the more it's turning blackish in the middle as you go down deeper into the pan. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I think this is a really nice palette for $10 because you do get 6 shadows, so that's only $1 and change a piece, and they're really pretty. I do like the other colors in the other palettes, but I would definitely want to see it in person. I mean, the e.l.f. is pretty good about, the pictures that they take on their website are pretty accurate, I would say, but I just love buying things in person and looking at them. Even though you can't swatch this palette before you buy it, at least you can just kind of look at it. And it does come in a sealed box package, and you would be able to tell if somebody had opened it or tampered with it, so that's really nice. But it's just a, you know, very sturdy case. It doesn't feel cheap or anything. e.l.f. has got some really nice products, and I have a lot of things that I enjoy. I took out my e.l.f. baked highlighter in, is it Moon Dust? Is that the name of it? Moonlight. I have that on as my face highlight today, and it's just really, really nice, and it's only $3, so I do like a lot of e.l.f. products. So I think that is it, you guys, and so that's the e.l.f. Prism palette in Naked, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.